What's your favorite smell or scent?
Oh, Kim Kardashian's perfume.
Chocolate.
Mint.
Breakfast or gasoline?
Man, I was very excited to do this podcast. That answer just went so many different directions. No, let's not get into that. Well, let's get into it.
What'd you say, gasoline?
I said breakfast and gasoline.
That's so weird.
Breakfast
Except
and
that's like
gasol-
common, actually.
Like a bowl of cereal,
And
eggs,
gasoline
No,
on the
not
side
a
for the
drink.
drink,
and
for the
No,
coffee.
guys,
yeah.
when you go to the gas station, it's such a good smell.
You eat at the gas station for
No.
breakfast?
No, she drinks the gasoline.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
She doesn't fill
True.
the car up.
I
She
just had
just
two
drinks
favorite.
it.
I couldn't
You
pick
know,
one.
there was a My Strange Addiction where this girl was addicted to smelling
Yeah.
gasoline,
Yeah.
and she had problems with her brain.
Yeah,
Okay,
it kills
I'm
your
not
brain
that
cells.
level.
Doesn't it kill
she
your
just
brain cells?
enjoys being around the smell.
Okay,
Actually,
we can focus
smelling
on the more
Shamir
common
kills my
one.
brain cells as well.
Because I smell so good
Well,
that you're just like, oh my god, your brain cells don't know what to do, and they just like die.
what about
They
the
want to leave your
breakfast?
brain and go into
Oh
mine.
my
Breakfast?
It gives me a brain blast.
Breakfast, like when you wake up and you go into like a coffee shop
what
or
kind of
something.
breakfast?
Amazing.
Oh yeah, that's
like
a good.
coffee.
That's mostly
breakfast,
coffee.
Yeah,
bread.
but you have to be
Coffee.
specific. Coffee, yeah.
Yeah,
Then
That's
you-
a good
you
smell.
like coffee.
I should have chose coffee.
No, like when you wake up and like breakfast is cooking. Like that's
Like
a nice
eggs and
smell.
Okay, so like
Toast.
sausage.
Oh my god. Haram.
head out.
And you said what?
I'm wearing Kim K's perfume, so I just said that.
That's pretty
That's a
good.
good.
And Neha
choice.
gave me this as a present.
You know what? That's my favorite too.
Sorry.
Is that why you're
I'm just
coughing?
allergic to this. Disgust.
You guys said
So-
chocolate and mint.
Yeah,
I like
so-
chocolate and coffee. Like
Yeah.
those are both amazing smells. You walk into a chocolate factory.
Smells like
you don't just walk into
diabetes.
chocolate. Like remember in
Smells like sugar.
when you go to
like-
Hershey Park, and they take you on a tour where the chocolate is being made.
It's too overwhelming.
Dude, yeah, like I feel the same. You know those chocolate
So-
stores?
Like it gives me a high.
You know those chocolate stores?
But mint,
Those are the worst.
Hold on, mint. Does mint even have a
Yeah,
smell?
when you
mint
brush
has
your
a
teeth.
taste.
When you brush your teeth,
It has a
and you
smell?
smell like the brin.
Yeah,
that
mint has a smell.
Yeah.
I can't smell it right now.
Guys,
Oh, you don't
I'm
brush your
really
teeth?
Actually,
jealous.
I think I know what you might mean. Like,
It
it definitely has
tastes
a taste,
something.
but
I don't know.
no,
if
it does have a smell.
It does have a smell.
But it's not
it
like
kind
a-
of like strikes
But
your
to
nose.
smell through
I
your
think you like the
taste buds,
taste. I think you
though.
like the taste more.
Yeah, I don't know.
Than the smell.
Like, but like when you brush your teeth, right? It has a smell. That's why you brush your teeth, right? Like,
No, that's not why I brush my teeth.
and to clean it. But it has a smell.
Yeah.
It has a smell,
No,
right?
no.
You brush your tongue to get a minty smell.
I feel like you smell it like through your mouth.
I think
Yeah,
'Cause they're
yeah, it's
connected.
connected.
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
connected.
No.
so-
You definitely because when someone has gum, like you
yeah, you smell
it.
the mint,
And
the
when somebody
peppermint.
just brushed
No,
their
you're
teeth,
smelling
like,
the
you
minty gum.
You're smelling the
Yeah.
taste. Yeah, so you're
done.
smelling the taste.
No, it has it. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, I'm like really jealous from this conversation because like I can't even smell any of these things. My nose doesn't even
Mint
work
has
properly.
a smell. Mint has a smell. Anyways, welcome to Strange Flavors. My name is Shimmer. Totally forgot it.
My name is Faraz.
My name is Amber.
And I'm Neha. Hi.
Welcome
we
back
have-
to as a co-host, Neha.
Thank you.
We're excited to have you. This
Thank
is the strangest and greatest podcast in the game.
Brought to you by Alif Theory.
Brought to you by Alif Theory. Yeah.
If you're watching on YouTube, notice this amazing
We got a
sign.
sick setup. We got a neon sign.
We
Isn't
just
this
bought
lit?
this.
Yeah, we bought the neon.
Welcome to our new studio space.
Yeah, it's really
So,
cool.
Thank you for watching on YouTube.
And if you're listening in your commute, stop right now, go on YouTube, and just watch this part.
Pull a car
Pull
over.
the car
please.
over.
If you're in traffic, you don't just go on YouTube.
Yeah, speaking of YouTube, we're also on multiple platforms. Like, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and now it's Stitcher. And we're also now on the Anchor app.
Yeah. So if you have Anchor or you listen to anything that is distributed from Anchor, then hello.
Hi.
Hello,
What's good?
what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I was like,
And also, if you're a musician or anything, you can email us at strangeflavorspodcast@gmail.com. Even if you're not like a musician or anything, you can like send in stories and
If
all
you
that
have a
stuff.
friend who makes their own music, is an indie artist,
Yeah.
is in a rock band,
Yeah.
like send us their stuff
Yeah.
and we'll feature it in our episode.
Definitely. Definitely. And like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and once again, YouTube. So.
Yeah, you guys have been really active on our Instagram, which is awesome.
Really nice. Yeah.
Thank you for following
Make
us
sure to
and
argue with us on
engaging.
Instagram.
Yes.
Like, we need arguments, right?
Actually, someone did argue.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't argue, but they presented something that we talked about last week, and I actually wanted to read what they wrote.
Read a passage
They
from
left
you
it.
guys.
They left it on one of these. I believe it was on this one right here. Give me a second. Oh, here it is. Okay. So this person commented. 1 second. That wasn't it.
Oh, wrong
Wow.
comment.
Wow.
We have so many comments that we're like sifting through.
Yeah. Oof.
Um,
I'm
This
pretty
is
sure
not
it's on
it
the
either.
R. Kelly
Wow.
one. It was on the
it's,
R. Kelly
no,
one.
no, it wasn't on this one. It
This
was
is
on
how
a,
Okay.
prepared we are.
So speaking of which, I'm really excited that Neha's on this podcast. She just came back from her little trippy trip from Pakistan.
Yes.
So like, yeah.
Pakistan.
How
You
does
know
it? How does it feel to come back from that to a polar vortex?
Oh my gosh, crazy. But I did want to say one thing that I noticed in Pakistan, which was really weird.
Sure.
Right? Because I was like trying to see like what are the differences in the quick 10 days. So you know how like how much we hype up Imran Khan?
Yeah.
Like he's a hero for us.
The artist.
Who is the
yeah.
prime minister?
Prime
Oh,
Minister.
Prime Minister,
In
yeah.
Pakistan.
I said artist.
He's talking about amplifier.
I thought the same thing.
Yes.
I was like,
Oh
oh,
my
yeah,
God.
like
If
I
you guys
love
didn't know,
Amplifier.
the prime minister of Pakistan is also in Lamborghinis making amazing music videos.
He's an all-rounder. And he's a
Sarcasm.
cricket
Sarcasm.
beast.
But
Okay.
yeah. Go ahead.
But anyways, we really just like amp him up. Like we think he's like the new change for Pakistan and all these things. I get to Pakistan and all the billboards with his face are punched out. People in Pakistan hate Imran Khan.
Wow.
Isn't that really
what about
weird?
the people you were around?
Yeah, they don't like him. They think it's like a really bad decision for
Why?
Pakistan.
Just because he's not experienced or something? Or
No, it's just the fact that like he is trying to restore a lot of things, and basically making the middle class pay for it is my understanding. So like they're getting taxed on things that they weren't getting taxed on. So while he's trying to like eliminate this like weird, you know, poor rich gap, like it's the middle class that's paying for everything, while the
Right.
rich are still getting richer and the poor are still where they are.
that's sad.
And also he stopped all the projects that the previous prime minister started. So like all the roads, all the bridges, everything is like stopped midway. And like every day we had to find a new like way to go to places because roads would be closed every single day randomly. So
That's
they hate him.
interesting. Why would? Okay, I mean, I guess you can't just like pick up right off, especially
But
in
he
a system
stopped
that wasn't
things.
already.
He didn't like let him finish it. He like stopped everything where it was. So that was weird because we totally hype him up here and we don't get the other side of the story.
For sure.
And in Pakistan, like people don't like him. So I
Yeah.
thought that was really cool.
So has your opinion changed?
I don't know. I don't know enough about
Okay,
it. I
true.
was trying to figure it out.
You're not
So-
politically
So I
engaged
think it's like
internationally.
more in like in Kashmir and stuff. Like not everybody's really.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's just
about it.
farming there.
Yeah. just watching the goats and stuff. So at all the like Imran Khan hyping, it was like mostly in like circles here that I would really hear it. So I get
Yeah.
that.
So, how was the rest of the trip? Was it good?
It was good. It was really busy.
How's the food?
Food was amazing. Food is always amazing. I had this shot of onion juice.
What?
My cousin believes it to work, and I swear to God it works.
What is onion
Because
juice?
okay,
Just,
in
like,
Pakistan, everyone knows when you go from here to Pakistan, like you are in the bathroom pooping, like
Right.
24/7.
Oh, but you didn't have to be that explicit
Diarrhea.
in
Nope.
your...
Pooping.
Explicit.
She said she said
Mark
pooping.
this.
That's not
Explicit.
That was our favorite scent.
Didn't you get sick too in
That's the
Pakistan?
answer to my question.
You got really sick. We all get sick when we go to
Yeah.
Pakistan because our stomachs aren't used to it. She made me drink this onion juice like it was nasty, and I swear I was spoiled by everything I was eating. Nothing happened to me.
Really?
In fact, I told them my digestive system was even better.
Wow.
Like nothing happened to me. I was eating samosas.
Did you only drink
I
the
was-
onion juice one time?
just one time?
Wow.
Every
It, like,
morning.
prepares your stomach. If there's any doctors listening on the podcast, like help us understand this.
Yeah.
But apparently, this is also a hadith in the Quran.
Wow.
Yeah,
Everyone, let's start drinking onion juice.
so weird.
Frosty,
And
ready?
you were... I'm not doing that at all. Screw that. You were
Huh?
also here... or you were
I'll
there
explain it.
during the winter time.
Yeah.
Was the weather better because it's like always so hot?
I don't know why we go in the summertime because the winter is lit. It's so cozy.
lit.
It feels like it's like October. Like I was just wearing like a sweater outside. We're all around the heater, like cozying around. The light doesn't go off, so I can, you know, curl my hair, straighten it. It's
Wait,
all
the light
good.
doesn't go off?
No, there's no load shading in the winter.
Oh.
Just so weird.
That's crazy.
Meanwhile, over here, yeah, we were going through like a crazy polar vortex.
Yeah. I came back to like 2-degree weather.
Yeah,
It was
cold
so
over here.
disrespectful.
In Chicago, it was like -30, negative.
Dude, it was like -65 with wind chill.
Yeah, that's
Dude.
insane. There was I saw reports of lots of homeless people. I remember one day it said up to 15 people were frozen and died.
Yeah.
In
Did
that.
you guys
It's really
see
sad.
the lady that got like a hotel and checked in like all the homeless people?
Oh, I didn't know if it was
Yeah.
a lady.
For a
I
night.
thought it was
It was a
just
lady.
anonymous.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
pretty cool.
anonymous.
Yeah, they
That's
checked.
so nice.
It's a
They
lady.
checked in whoever it was, all these homeless people into hotels, which is like I remember
really
what was like
awesome.
70 people or something.
Yeah, 70.
At the time. That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's what real heroes look like.
Thank you,
And most
hero.
of these happen in cities, so most people, just so that everybody does know on the podcast, most cities, if you Google it, have a number so that you can call and they'll pick up homeless people, especially in severe cold. So
Or come
Yeah.
to our basement. We
Yeah.
have
No, it's
everyone.
even colder down here, honestly.
Facts. and in Australia,
It's
they
cold there
actually
too?
no. They
Oh.
actually recorded the hottest January on record
what?
at the same time that we're having this.
Global warming, guys. Start recycling now.
What?
Start recycling.
But isn't that kind of crazy? Like, what are we gonna do in the future? Like, we're gonna have to like literally move every single time like that we're experiencing like this weather. It's gonna get so bad that we're gonna have to like go to California for some time and then have to come back or something.
That
Or we'll-
sounds like
or we'll
such
get-
a privilege.
Or we'll get space umbrellas, which like
We fly up.
no. Have you heard of this? Like, they want to make space umbrellas so that like
on the earth.
the UVs don't like come down on us as hard.
Wow, that seems like
Well,
a lot
in
of money.
Like
Pakistan-
Qatar wants to do that.
Mm.
Wow.
In
'Cause they have money.
Pakistan, the drinking water is done in the next 10 years. Absolutely done. There's no drinking water, like fresh drinking water.
Can't they just like pull more
It's
from
completely
a well?
done. So they're like starting to build like wells and stuff to collect water.
Right.
But it's going to be completely done in the next 10 years.
Wow.
That's so scary.
That's so scary.
That's wild.
I also saw since we're on the topic of all these things like going away and whatever, there's animals going away. There was, you remember those Rio
Going
birds
away?
like
The
extinct?
what?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
You
thought
remember
you were
those?
like
you
sending
remember that
them away
movie
on
Rio?
vacation.
Like
Yeah.
the bluebird.
The bluebird.
Yeah.
That was in Rio, right?
Yeah.
It's officially gone.
No way.
I think
Nice.
there's like two left, one or two left.
Those
or something.
lovebird ones?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Isn't that
That's so
crazy?
sad.
That was a good movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rest
Dude,
in
that's so
peace.
sad.
Yeah, they go. I couldn't find that the comment that girl left, but
Oh.
it was about that the conversation we were having last week or 2 weeks ago about R. Kelly,
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
and she was expressing how it doesn't matter, what the artist has done. So pretty much what my
Separating
argument
the
was.
artist from the artist. Or separating the art from the artist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
that
said
was-
that's not really like a valid thing because
Okay.
what they have done is blah blah blah. Like it's horrific and you shouldn't support that. And that was kind of my argument. Like I do
I know
separate
where it is.
the artist from whatever. What'd you say?
I said I know which one it's on, but that's fine.
Okay. Well, well, thank you for leaving feedback on it. But I have another sort of topic that kind of goes with that I want to throw at you guys and see what you guys think.
Wait. Before, I just wanted to say, like, speaking of the birds thing.
Okay.
I had a bird and like it flew away.
Oh,
Yeah, my mom was like trying to like give it air outside.
Do you want to hear a worse story? We had birds
hold on.
too.
Two
No,
birds.
hold on. Your mom
Put the
was trying
cage.
to-
Put the cage outside. Yeah, yeah.
Wait, we have a worse story, guys. We have a worse story.
thought she was
We
like-
had two birds in at our house, and we let them fly, and one of them went missing. And then, like 2 months later, we had like a bookshelf on like the top of the room, and like we found it smushed between books.
Oh, I was reading so hard. Oh my god.
It was flat, guys. I've never seen like an animal like flat.
Yeah, it was flat. I remember seeing
That's
it.
crazy.
It's not
And
3D
then we-
anymore.
And then you
And then
find
we-
out Frost
Flat.
did it.
We let the other one go, and
Wait, what kind of birds
we were
are
trying
you
to
guys
like
letting
say
go?
bye to it.
Like
We
a
wanted to make
parrot?
like little
Yeah, I think
speeches.
so.
They're
and
not
my
like
cousin was
meant
holding
to
it, was, like,
be in.
I
pecking.
know.
It was pecking his hand, and then we had to let it go. Okay, back on the
Oh,
topic.
okay,
of what
yeah,
we were
yeah,
talking
sorry.
about.
You know, those parrots aren't like meant to be just like let go. This isn't like their natural like living.
Where do they come from?
Ecosystem.
Where
They're supposed to be
come
raised
from-
by humans.
They come from Petco.
They don't come from
Petco.
outside
They're supposed
No,
to.
they do, but like not like this isn't like their like.
environment.
Yes.
Yeah, their natural habitat's
This isn't their
Petco.
ecosystem.
Petco in your local.
And they've never been raised in a place where they know where to be. Just letting you know. If you're listening on the podcast, don't be letting your birds
All right,
go.
let's get back to the real art here.
What's the question?
Okay,
What's
so
your question?
so there's been this documentary that's come up in the media recently, and it's about Michael Jackson. So it was this documentary called Leaving Neverland, and it's made by, it's the story of these two guys who were apparently molested by Michael Jackson. I think it's something like that when they were kids. Okay, it was screened at the Sundance Festival, I believe, and it's supposed to officially come out in March on HBO. Now people are going crazy over this because they're like, you are, you know, going after his character. This is Michael Jackson. This is the king. Like, don't you dare do this to him. And, you know, people are claiming that those things aren't true, whatever. But my sort of thing is, with whatever's going on with that documentary, and whenever it comes out, I guess we'll see what happens. But say that those allegations are true and he did do all of those things. My question to you guys and everyone listening is, are you going to stop listening to Michael Jackson? Because last time you told me that R. Kelly, you know, I wasn't listening to him anyways. Shimmer, you present this argument. You commented it. You know, I had to mute him already. Now, this is Michael Jackson we're talking about.
Yeah.
You listen to Michael Jackson?
My answer would be I would still continue to listen to Michael Jackson.
Now, why does it change?
But
no.
Shamir also last time said, like, I don't know what I would do in this situation.
Yeah, and two, I also said if it goes against their, you know,
music or something?
Their music, right? And not saying it directly goes against his music, but Michael Jackson's music, like, saved so many people. It, like, unified so many people. Like, he did so much good. He, like, his music videos would have all races in his music videos. Like, he had music videos in Africa. He would, like, he was very, like, good to people.
Yeah, but why are you guys surprised about this?
Okay, wait a second. Hold on. Amber.
Yes.
You said cancel R. Kelly. Cancel X.
Right. No, I didn't say Michael Jackson. No, I didn't say cancel. I said I need to, like, see what it is.
Evidence.
And I didn't cancel R. Kelly until I watched the documentary, and I personally felt like, okay, I do believe that he did these things.
Okay, now say this documentary comes out, Michael Jackson is like pretty much same scenario as R. Kelly, where like it's almost a fact, like, you know that this thing happened.
Yes,
are you gonna cancel Michael Jackson?
I will cancel Michael Jackson as a person and still respect his art, only simply because his music does not reflect his actions.
But R. Kelly isn't saying in his music that he's molesting.
I understand that, but
little girls.
He was doing. He was, like, doing it.
The only thing is that his music is sexual.
And not only that, but, like, even the whole thing with Aaliyah and the age is nothing but a number, and then promoting that in weird ways, that type of stuff doesn't sit well with me. But mostly because there was not just, okay, one person, two person, three person. This was, like, so many people that he was doing this to.
Why does it matter if it's one person or 20 people? That shouldn't.
Because you can argue that one or two things are like a situation that someone comes across and that they're in, whereas when you have a pattern or a cycle of abuse that you're putting people through constantly, and it is one after another. But even if you did it twice,
that means that you did it once and you did it again.
Correct, but I think that if you're saying there's not a difference between 2 people and 20 people, I would disagree with you completely. But also,
wrong is wrong, no?
Also, I want to see this. What is this, a documentary, or is this?
Okay, so if I
like,
cheat
what
on,
is this?
Listen, it's a documentary.
Okay, so once I see,
I'm telling you the situation. Okay, I don't know. I haven't seen the documentary.
No, because you're trying to put an assumption. Let me answer it like I want to answer it, and not have you propose a question.
No, I'm proposing, like, the same thing that is R. Kelly's situation.
Yes.
Like.
That's what I'm saying is that if I feel the same way that I felt after that documentary about Michael Jackson's situation, he is canceled. But as of right now, I will not listen to him, except I need to
as of right now, you don't have enough evidence.
I can't say that I'm gonna feel like, okay, yeah, I'm canceling him or not gonna cancel him, because I haven't heard how those people are affected. I haven't like really understood what the situation is, and from my understanding, like, he hasn't done it, and he very much could have, but I don't know that. So as soon as I watch it and I see it and I have a clear understanding of it, and in my heart I feel disgusted, then I will be canceling him. However, as of right now, I can't say that.
My understanding is that when you have a certain set of values, for example, mine, when I said R. Kelly's argument, I was like, you know what? I feel that art separating from whatever is going on, like, I am able to make that separation, right? I'm not going to support R. Kelly in anything that he does.
But you kind of are, like, if you stream his music, like, he gets $1 and stuff.
Okay, so, like, again, I'm gonna whatever way I can avoid that, I will.
So you go on airplane mode.
I'm not going.
You go on
out
airplane mode and you listen to his music.
I'm not gonna go out of the way to be like, oh, R. Kelly's playing, and I'm just gonna be like, no, this is canceled. I don't want this playing because he has done these things. Like I can have both ideas present at the same time. Like, yo, this dude is twisted, and still like this music, whatever that he's made, is still that music that he's made.
And we do that in general with most music
people,
we listen
correct.
to because it's really hard to let go of music. It's really hard for us to give up
But
music.
R. Kelly's up
And it's
there,
not
bro.
even about that.
But
This
the
isn't.
thing that people
I
are
feel like
mostly
you're making
presenting
it
is
too
like-
black and white for us. It's not just
it's not black and
you
white.
either are a type of person who cancels people based off of something or you don't.
But I think that people online do make it
it's-
black and white.
Yeah.
They're
No,
like,
I
they're
don't.
like,
I think
if
it's
someone
very
has done something,
situational.
cancel them.
Everybody exists online for us. It doesn't matter what people do online. The fact
No,
of
it
the
does
matter is
because it affects how society moves.
how we perceive things. Sure, but there's still everybody's going based off of the information that people receive. They're then going to react in that way. And in this situation, everybody was canceling R. Kelly because his actions were really, really
but
bad.
his ratings actually
I'm going to tell you
weren't
why
even
people
higher.
are. I'm going to tell you why people are
his
canceling R.
streams
Kelly.
went higher
Yeah.
because people are now like remembering his music and
I'm
they're
going to
like,
tell
oh,
you
yeah.
why people are canceling R.
listening
Kelly.
to it.
And in the documentary they brought it up and now they're going to listen to it.
Listen.
Yes.
People are making it easy to cancel R. Kelly because no one was the generation that we're in. No one's listening to him anyways.
Anymore.
Okay,
Right.
When it's somebody like this same generation that is canceling R. Kelly, quote unquote. They grew up on XX, okay? Who is this? Who also had terrible
I think that's
allegations.
a bold statement. I don't think that's true because there's a lot of people in their like 20s and 30s who,
Sure,
who
of
have been
course.
canceling R. Kelly.
Of course, but online, I'm talking about like the people that are mostly speaking on it, and the age that we live in. Like, there's a lot of younger people online. They don't even know like what's going on.
I mean,
but
I guess
they
isn't
realize
that like the Chris Brown Rihanna situation? Like he
Yeah.
beat the crap out of her,
And
but
Chris
we're
Brown's still
still
thriving.
listening to him.
because we like Chris Brown.
Exactly.
And a lot
People
of
are
people
not
don't listen to R.
canceling him.
Kelly in our like age range. That's what I'm saying. Like, and that's why I brought up the whole Michael Jackson thing, because it's like Michael Jackson is someone that you can't not listen to.
Right.
Everybody in the world, like, no matter where you are, people know who Michael Jackson is, and they've heard his music somewhere. It's gonna be Michael Jackson could have the worst allegations against him,
Which
and
he
people-
does.
But then
Okay,
he was
yeah,
cleared
and that's
of
my
them.
point. And that's
No,
my point. Like,
he's
people
never been
aren't like.
cleared of
Yes,
them.
he was. He was
He's
proven
never-
not guilty. Yes,
Just
he
like
was.
R. Kelly was proven not guilty.
Yes, but in
there's
this
still
case,
stories
in this
and
case,
allegations.
there's a documentary that's showing it, whatever, and that's why I want to see this documentary. However, in that situation, he was cleared on all 15 counts
Who
from
was?
Michael Jackson.
I'm not like the
And
allegations.
the clear
No matter
stuff is very blurry.
no matter what's happening, my whole point of this was that when we like somebody, we are not going to cancel them the same way that we are
Right.
able to easily cancel somebody else because we're not listening to them anyways.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, and I
it's
think
also
that
not personally
for a lot of
affected
people-
you, so you're able to just keep listening to
yeah,
the
and
music.
and for the record, like, I don't listen to R. Kelly like that.
Yeah.
It's just for the sake of the argument that I like to just make it like, hold up, why are we canceling this? Why, like, if this has always existed, why is it so easy to do this now? And why is it so easy to do this
Well,
against this person?
that's kind of how you just separate the person from their actions, like you said. Like, the person may not be bad; they just made bad decisions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
and I want to get off this topic onto the next
But-
one, but before
okay.
that, I want to bring up where we can segue it is 6ix9ine, right? I think this is a prime example of somebody who, like, he promotes violence. He promotes horrible things, right?
Yeah.
And yes or no, do we all bump him?
Yeah, but I feel like he promotes a fake culture of that.
It's so fake.
It's like
it's so fake.
It's comical,
everybody who
but-
enjoys him is literally everybody
It's
who
like a
isn't
joke.
about it. Anybody who's actually about it isn't really bumping 6ix9ine. Like, we all love 6ix9ine and we're like, yeah, like shooting, gang. But we are totally not.
But he's
a part of
really
that
but
love.
he's really involved in that.
He's very involved in it in kind of a fake way.
Yeah,
still,
like he's the
do
front
you mean
face of
fake
his
way?
whole.
Like, he's not actually
He's not doing
about
any of
it.
those.
He's not actually.
Everyone
he
around him
speaks about
is
it.
doing
Okay.
it.
He speaks about it. He's around it.
So
he's
he's
not
all
about
talk.
it.
He's all
He's
talk.
all talk.
Okay.
And
But
he
we-
talks about it in his music. He definitely uses it to, like, promote his music and status. But he's not actually out there.
But
It's
isn't
not
that
what
just
my point
bad?
is, regardless, it's not a positive message, and he is involved in it. And we like him because his music is good.
It also
Right.
lets out aggression. Like, a lot of these aggressive songs, like back in the day, all these rappers talking about like gun violence.
Yeah.
It's like, why are suburban white kids relating to this? It's because it lets out their aggression.
And also, you know what's another
But you also,
thing?
as a kid, you also don't know.
Yeah,
like,
you don't really
like
know.
I
what
was listening to DMX and everybody
we were
like
listening
as
to
kids.
Black Eyed Peas, My Humps, not even knowing what they were
Yeah.
talking
You just don't know
about.
as kids.
But even then, like NWA, they put out F the Police, and even that puts out kind of like a bad message, but it was putting out this aggression that this whole generation had against these people who are essentially, you know, not treating the black community right.
Yeah.
And in a way, even though it's a disrespect towards a group or towards
Yeah, but 6ix9ine
somebody
is not
who's doing
doing
it, it's still a way to put out aggression. And so people are using music as an outlet. And so 6ix9ine is essentially like these little kids who aren't actually about it, and they're not actually doing these things, but are getting their aggression out through music.
So what's going on with him? What's going on with 6ix9ine?
So apparently he pled guilty. After saying all this, he pled guilty to nine.
Yo, I want to hear about this like conversation that we just had. I want to hear everybody like comment on, if you're listening on
Please,
SoundCloud, for example, comment on our SoundCloud what you think about these things. Send us messages on our
Instagram
IG
or Twitter.
If you're watching on YouTube, comment below because I really want to hear what you guys think.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
So from my brief understanding, he pled guilty on 9 accounts of like racketeering and stuff like that. And there was people around him.
Is this a business move, like a lawyer move, or is this
It's
actually
It's a deal with the
Sounds-
FBI.
yeah, it's a deal.
Okay.
It's to serve a lesser sentence.
Okay,
Yes.
so it's a
And
deal.
so some of the things that I heard of is that like the calling shots on trying to kill somebody, whatever, that was a video that was actually recorded of him where he was trying to get Chief Keef's cousin killed.
Yeah.
And it was something that he said out loud, like, I got da-da-da packs on whoever, whatever. And it was just like, in my opinion, it's something that like you say or whatever, it's still not right, but he said it and they have proof of it, therefore he has to plead guilty to it.
I don't know if this is real, but someone said he has a minimum of 57 years, and he's
46. I heard 46.
No, that's
and he's 22,
What?
and he would get out at age 6'9".
oh my god.
they're trolling.
I like
think
it.
for the most part I've heard that he's gonna do like anything under 10,
10,
and then
yeah.
if he's on good behavior it could be, you know, less
Yeah.
than that.
Do you think he's gonna be dropping mixtapes from jail?
Man, I don't know what he's gonna be
Dropping
doing
bars.
in jail, but I feel bad for him because there's gonna be people looking at him like,
Oh yeah,
yo, this
everyone's
guy's
gonna
got
try to
long
punch
hair,
him.
What is
long
his
rainbow hair.
reaction to all of this? Like, is he sad? Is he upset?
His hair's probably so grown out right now. Think about that rainbow hair. It's probably to his
I saw
ears
him, I
and
saw
then
him
rainbow.
take a picture with like some girl who's also in
Oh
like
yeah,
a jail outfit.
What?
Oh So Jade. That's his
What?
girl. His
I don't know.
girlfriend
No,
Jade.
but
Hey,
is
my
this
man's
like a
wildin'.
joke to him still, or is he like, oh my god, I'm going to jail?
So the dude, pretty much everything that I've seen, he's like a little kid, and like when he's put in these serious situations, like, oh
He
my
doesn't know
god,
what to
like
do.
he's like,
Yeah.
Daddy, where, like, what do I do?
Daddy.
Like, or whoever's his, you know, like public father figure.
Oh,
Like he
wow.
just doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, all this is serious.
It's all
Oh, I'm
serious,
so
yeah.
sorry. Like,
I think I
Yeah.
heard him say on a Breakfast Club interview or something that he fears like two things, and I believe it was like God and the FBI.
FBI.
Yeah.
And the FBI got him the next
dude,
day.
you know the FBI has been watching him ever since the, you know, the pedophilia quote unquote days.
Yeah.
Like they've been watching him ever since.
Yeah. They've been watching him for years.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. The
So-
FBI is listening to this podcast right now.
Hey FBI.
Yo, free clout.
Yo,
Our numbers
FBI,
are going up.
FBI, if you're
Can you just
listening,
go and share this?
leave a review on the Apple Podcast app.
It would
We'd
really
appreciate
help us
that.
out.
FBI is
Thank
like
you so
very well
much.
done, and they promoted our
Organization.
The Super Bowl is tomorrow.
and
Wow.
no,
I feel
Literally,
like we're
and-
so not into it anymore the way we used to
dude,
be.
another year
Which also 'cause
Patriots.
of Patriots. Like,
So
come
over
on,
it.
calm down.
You guys,
over
wait,
it.
you guys are mad about this?
It's just
Dude,
annoying.
he's so many times. Like, dude, Tom Brady. Like,
I think
you're.
I
he's
didn't even know who was
amazing.
in the
We are
Super
living.
Bowl.
Yeah.
We are living in a moment of absolute greatness.
Tom
Like-
Brady's a goat.
Like, do you know that you guys are people that like
But
when
he cries.
when Jordan was having a run in the 90s, like you would be the people that are
Oh,
saying
yeah.
like, yo, come on, another year, the Bulls are back in the
Facts.
championship.
I
Like,
agree.
celebrate greatness.
No, I'm an underdog. Like,
yeah, but
fan.
I don't like him as a person. Like,
Why?
He,
What
I
did
like
he
the
do?
climb. I like the
he,
climb.
he like cheats and he cries and he whines and he's like not a good sports person.
But he's still okay.
He's really
so,
good though.
So
he's really
he
good.
does those things, yes. But I would argue that LeBron James also is kind of like he whines a little bit. He does this and that. Jordan, he would like always.
He cried.
He was
But that
not
was
he was always like rude to refs and stuff like that. But you know
I
what?
don't like that though.
As an athlete, he's a great
Doesn't mean
athlete,
you have to
and he's
be
gonna
an a-hole.
Look at him in his
sports.
sport. Look at the sport. He's
Yeah,
a goat.
he's a savage.
Anyways, who do you guys have? The Rams or the Patriots?
I didn't even know either of those
Halftime
people
show,
in the Super Bowl.
halftime
Yeah, I want to
show.
know Amber's.
You
Like,
have the halftime show winning
halftime
Yes.
show.
SpongeBob.
Oh,
Super Bowl.
Travis Scott's on
Yeah.
the halftime show.
And Maroon 5?
There's
Yeah.
Maroon 5?
Yeah.
a
Wow.
lot of people not watching the Super Bowl this year. Let's see if
Yep.
the numbers go down any lower.
Yeah, I want Rams to win, so I'm gonna place my
Wait,
bets
you
for
guys
Rams.
know about this whole halftime situation, right?
That
Like all these
everyone
artists
was going against
said
it.
no because of
Right.
The
all of
kneeling,
the kneeling.
Colin Kaepernick,
Yeah, yeah.
and Travis Scott.
Would you guys do
accepted.
it? I would for
I
the money.
Would I do what?
Like
you said you would for money.
perform.
Me-
I think where we
I think
are,
so.
it would like, you know.
Oh my gosh.
you know.
No,
I
I
feel
yeah.
like you should perform,
and then
get
do,
the money, and then
and-
say something on
right.
stage.
I think you should
Right.
make a statement. I think
Yeah.
that would be a really cool
Yeah.
move.
Yeah.
Because if you're popular enough that people like you, and then you go over there and you make a statement, like I believe Lady Gaga did that somewhat, right?
Kind of, yeah. Do you
Yeah.
think Travis Scott's gonna say something, or
I don't
Maroon
know.
5?
I'm hoping
I
that
hope
Travis
so.
Scott maybe brings out Drake in a new
Dude.
sicko mode or something.
You know what the lamest one
Can
was?
you bring out Stormy and
Oh my
Kylie?
God, Stormy.
okay.
Happy birthday!
Oh my
Let's
gosh,
stop this.
bring us
Stop,
a whole
Stop. The
Kardashian
podcast
clan.
ends right now.
Wait, what if
I
he
was
brings
gonna-
out? What if he brings out? He brings out Colin Kaepernick.
Oh!
and then they're all and then
This is our
they bring out
Kylie
an army
conversation.
of
This just
people,
happened.
people dressed
Kneeling.
as in Black Panther outfits, and then they do
You
that
lost
song
me.
from
You lost me.
they do that
You lost me, bro. You lost me.
they do that song from All the Stars from the Black Panther soundtrack,
Panther.
and then it's just like, yo,
It's all in
That
your
would be
head.
hype.
I don't
It
know.
would be
I
so
mean-
much cooler if Kylie Jenner came out.
But I'm
sure.
excited for
What?
the halftime
No,
show.
no, not
Dude.
so. No, not no. Okay, that's not what I meant. I meant on me and Neha's side conversation.
What?
Okay,
I missed
anyways.
that.
what did she say?
She said it would be so much better if
I said
Kylie
cooler.
Jenner
I
came
said
out.
cooler.
You just made a statement like how when Kendall did that Pepsi commercial.
I didn't hear anything that you guys were saying because me and Neha were talking about
Yeah.
Kylie Jenner. I don't know anything
All right,
you
I'm
said.
gonna change the subject.
My bad.
Well,
Wait,
I'm
wait.
sorry.
I was talking about Black Panther. So
I was talking about
did you-
halftime shows.
Oh,
Okay, but
okay.
Colin Kaepernick
Um,
coming out, that would be
you're
cool. I heard
hitting
that
them
part. I'm sorry.
Justin Timberlake's halftime show was one of the worst. Did
Oh,
you
yeah.
remember that? And
That's
then
so
the
boring.
Selfie Kid came out.
Yeah,
Selfie Kid was the
ew.
highlight.
It
Honestly,
was really
you know how
boring.
famous that kid is now?
He
does
came
he have
on
like brand
Ellen the
deals and
next
stuff?
day.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
he's
Really?
huge on Instagram, and he meets like every celebrity that he's ever wanted to, and he takes a selfie with them, and they're like, "Oh my god, the selfie kid!"
Dude,
I thought the
Life
hypest-
made.
I'm gonna
Like-
be taking selfies with everyone now. Like, yo,
Literally.
Frost selfie.
No, but he's
Yo,
already
take-
done it.
Take a selfie with
Yeah,
me
yeah,
right
it
now.
has to be something new.
No.
He's already done
But you
it.
can't do the
I'm the
damn
selfie kid right
Daniel
now,
thing,
look.
you know?
Do it.
Oh, okay.
Just check it.
Okay.
Hold on, let me put the sound
speaking,
effect.
Speaking of Black Panther,
Oscar nominated movie.
yeah, did you know that it's Oscar nominated?
I still haven't watched it, you guys.
What?
Black Panther.
I
Oh.
feel like you're not gonna like it.
I'm not really. I don't know.
Yeah.
Man, I said this before.
I was late
don't know
to it, but
why.
I liked it.
Okay.
Dude, I'm surprised.
How
Why?
is it? Okay, how is it an Oscar nominated
Well,
movie though?
Also, one.
Is
they,
it because of the movement it created?
Wait, one.
No.
One.
It should be. It should not be because of a movement. It should be because it's a best picture.
Well,
Like-
it did get high ratings, and it was like well written, and there was like I felt like there was very little flaws with the movie, like it was just like clean cut.
So I watched
Like,
it 2 times, and I loved the message, the movement. Loved that. Absolutely
Yeah.
loved it. The movie itself, I fell asleep both times.
That's fine. Oscar movies, a lot of them are boring.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like the writing, like every line, the scenes, how it's cut, is very well done. Like it's straight to the point. There's no like filler things. Nothing
But
doesn't
out
make
of
sense.
all the movies that came out this
Doesn't-
last year,
I mean,
a
that
Marvel
was pretty
movie?
big.
like a Marvel
Yeah.
movie has never, I don't think, like been nominated for a best picture.
So why are
No.
you so
No.
salty about it? You should be like, yo, a Marvel movie
No, 'cause-
got nominated
What
for that.
kind of-
he
Yeah.
thinks they're picking it as a pity, like you know.
Yeah,
like,
but,
the
like,
movie.
why can't-
just like how Mac Miller's album is being nominated for a best album or best rap album. I
Wait,
believe.
hold up. Is Crazy Rich Asians best picture?
No,
no.
Oh, it's not.
no,
What, is it nominated? It's nominated though for stuff.
it might be. I
Maybe
don't-
for like set design or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't
know.
see it as one of the lead
But the
things.
thing
I
is,
didn't watch
they
it
also
yet.
added a separate category, like for the
It's
first
okay.
time this year, of like biggest blockbusters, and
Okay.
it's for movies like that. But
okay,
the
so
thing
then
is,
win that.
yeah. But the thing is, like, it got Best Picture, right? Or like it is
nominated
nominated
for
for
Best
Best
Picture.
Picture,
What does
which
best
is crazy.
picture entail?
It's like the movie of the year.
it's like it accompanies
The
for a
best
lot of
movie.
things. Like
Everything,
best,
like
you know,
writing, direct, or like, blah, 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 like all together.
It's like the biggest. It's the biggest award of the
I
night.
love that description, Shamir.
Blah, 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 all
But-
together.
But among other things, like, you know, the other movies that are nominated are reoccurring on a lot of things. So I'll read the best picture real quick. It's Black Panther, Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, Green Book, Roma, A Star Is Born, and Vice.
A Star
Now-
Is Born.
Yeah. Now, I don't necessarily think that that's the best picture either. I
It's
think
not.
So which out of that would you say?
But the combo of Lady
Bohemian
Gaga.
Rhapsody or Green Book.
Really? Oh, dang, you guys
Oh.
made me not see Bohemian
Bohemian
Rhapsody.
Rhapsody was really good. I think Rami Malek should really get that award if he's nominated. He should be, right?
Well, Best Actor?
Oh
Is
yeah, he
nominated
did
for Best
really
Actor?
well.
He is, yeah.
Okay.
That was really well done.
I just want to say, like, usually on Best Pictures, on Rotten Tomatoes, like, they're all, like, 98% and above. Like, usually 90% and above. On this one, Bohemian Rhapsody got, like, a 60, 70% on
Wow.
Rotten Tomatoes. Stars Born got, like, 80%.
Dang.
Like, I'm pretty sure Black Panther's probably, like, the highest on that.
I think Black Klansman should get the best editing, writing, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Black Klansman was really good.
It was really nicely edited. Cinematography was awesome. But yeah, I don't
Who's
know how I
hosting
feel
the
about
Oscars?
this, man.
Do we know who's hosting?
I think they're still trying to find somebody.
Oh wow.
I know Ellen was trying to get Kevin Hart to do it again. She,
Yeah.
like on her show, but he was like, you know what? And I really respect his decision. He's like, you know what? Like, there's a certain thing that, like, you know, how far a man's supposed to go, and like
Respect.
and yeah, I think that he had apologized for something already that then came up again. He was supposed to apologize again. He's like, you know what? Like,
I thought to a
Robert,
point
I'm
it
done with
was
this.
okay, but I also think now he's like being too stuck on it. I get now maybe he doesn't have time to prepare anymore, and that's fine, and he doesn't feel like he could do it as well. But I felt like when I was listening to what he was saying to Ellen, I was like, it sounds like you're just stuck to one thing, because he was like, I can't let the trolls win, and it's like about how they were all like at me, and it's like, who are the trolls? Why do they matter?
and her
Who
argument
cares?
was that you would let the trolls win if you don't
Exactly.
host it.
Exactly. And so I don't really get it. Only to the point I'll let him have it is that he won't have enough time to
Prepare.
be a good host for it, and I'll respect that as a decision. But I think that if he was able to have enough time, I don't think the trolls is a good enough reason not to host again.
Come on, man. He is like a troll. No, I'm sure he's not a troll, but
But like, you know.
yeah.
Oh, I also
could
see
be.
that
He would be a good troll.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is nominated for animated feature.
Oh, yes. Well
I'm
deserved.
really excited, but I hope that wins.
Well deserved.
Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Still haven't seen that.
Bow needs
Incredibles
to
2. What?
win. Yeah, that
Nah.
was good.
That was
Yeah,
horrible.
Incredibles,
Nah.
What? I like
Bow-
that.
It
It
was
was
really
really
fun.
good, but not up
The-
to Incredibles 1.
Yeah.
The short film before Incredibles 2
Bow.
played Bow. That's nominated for
Bow.
Best Short Animated Feature.
That was really good.
It was
Wow.
cute.
Bow.
That was sad.
Yeah,
when,
so I gotta
when the
catch
mom
up on a
ate
lot of
the
these.
dumpling, everyone in the theater was like,
Yeah.
so confused.
Bro, those short films are always like amazing.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
really
you
good.
just never know what you're gonna expect.
Yeah.
Like sometimes those are the highlights.
Those
of the
hidden
movies.
messages.
This movie Vice about Dick Cheney. It was interesting because I didn't know a lot about him, and apparently he's a very private person. And I recently just watched that, but it was very boring. A lot of Oscar movies tend to be boring
Yeah, they're
sometimes.
slow.
And then I try to look for like the other elements in it, like
yeah, like, oh, it's so artistic.
the
Wow,
picture, the
colors.
direction,
oh
the
my
writing.
gosh, the writing is so nice. Wow.
In that accent, exactly.
Exactly. Like you see, like the thing with if you didn't know the score, sometimes like with Oscar movies, sometimes you're just like, oh, it's so good because like, and when you know the rating, you're just like, oh yeah, this is so nice. Like,
Okay,
because of
what's with the
colors.
accent?
I'm liking
It's
it.
the nitpicking accent. Like,
Oh my
Yo, this
God.
is so. the
That's how he
colors are
thinks
so
the
nice.
Academy sounds.
no, it's like someone who's analyzing something. I know that because I do that. So,
But I do like this time of the year where like there's a lot of
Yeah.
award shows, and then there's like NFL and the NBA, the superstar
yeah.
and then it
stuff.
goes all downhill from here.
The fashion.
No.
and all
Afterwards.
these.
No, usually people say that it goes all downhill after like December, but in
Dry
February like a lot is
January.
happening.
February's lit, but no, I'm saying after
January
February.
just flies by. I feel
Yeah.
like January
a lot
is
of
like
people have been saying it felt like a year,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I felt like it was fast.
It was
Last
pretty
year's
fast.
January.
Last
You
year's
guys remember
January,
last year's
yeah,
January? That was like 3
a
years,
long
bruh.
January.
Because you're
Why
like
were people saying that?
home. It's really cold. You're not really doing a lot.
No,
It's
but
dry. You're broke.
But last year's January was different.
Because all the money goes in like December with the gifts and the
Oh,
holiday
yeah.
season and all
I can't
that
relate.
stuff.
I don't
Yeah.
buy anyone gifts. No, I'm joking. But yeah,
Oh my
like
gosh.
last January was just crazy.
Yeah.
So.
I want to bring up another topic to sort of talk about. I guess that's what we do here on the podcast.
No way. You want to bring up another topic?
What?
Did you guys hear about this? There's a Duke professor that warned Chinese students to speak English.
Warned?
Anybody?
Warned?
Warned them, yeah. So there was
I'm confused.
at Duke, right? There's this program where there's a lot of students from China, and these professors were minding that they were speaking Chinese to each other in like the study hall area, and they were being very loud. So the two professors, I believe, emailed the head of it, who runs the program, and she emailed the students and told them that, hey, like, you need to. I've received these emails from these professors that are saying that you guys are being really loud and you're speaking Chinese. I would encourage you guys to speak English, or they're saying that they want your names because then they're not going to hire you for jobs after seeing your name pop up on resumes. People are saying in split decision that this professor is not in the wrong because she's encouraging these students to speak English, and she's just warning them what other professors are already doing. And at the same time, there's other people that are saying that it's insensitive because you should be allowed to speak whatever you want, and it's not really their business what they should be doing, and it should not affect their jobs. What do you guys think?
I think they should have left it at be quieter.
That's literally what I was
Yeah.
gonna say. Like, you're being too loud, be quiet.
I was
That's about it.
gonna joke and be like, oh, she's helping them out, but like,
No, that's really how a lot of people feel, is like that she's encouraging them to try to speak English.
there's a different way of doing it
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Like,
That's not encouraging. That sounds very like.
Yeah.
Let me read you guys the email because it'll help.
And
put into
besides, like,
perspective.
knowing multiple languages, it helps you get hired.
No, so
Nah.
I think
I know
that they're not practicing their English and they're having trouble speaking.
Yeah.
That's what it
Okay.
is. So
Like,
this is
Yeah,
what her
but
email
that's
said.
not their place to say that. That's not like the right way to say that.
Well, they could be helping out. So her email says, "Hi all. I had two separate faculty members come to my office today and ask if I had pictures of the MB students. I shared with them the headshots of the first and second year cohorts taken during orientation. Both faculty members picked out a small group of first year students who they observed speaking Chinese, in their words, very loudly in the student lounge/study areas. I asked why they were curious about the students' names. Both faculty members replied that they wanted to write down the names so they could remember them if the students ever interviewed for an internship or asked to work with them for a master's project. They were disappointed that these students were not taking the opportunity to improve their English and were being so impolite as to have a conversation that not everyone on the floor could understand.
Okay,
What?
To international students, please keep these unintended consequences in mind when you choose to speak in Chinese in the building. I have no idea how hard it has been and still is for you to come to the U.S. and have to learn in a non-native language. As such, I have the utmost respect for what you are doing. That being said, I encourage you to commit to using English 100% of the time when you are in Hawk or any other professional setting, copying the second year students as a reminder given that they are currently applying for jobs."
Okay, it sounds like this person's trying to be nice and trying to be encouraging, however,
At the
is
end.
passing along a message that is so wrong by saying that these,
It's
first
kind
of all,
passive aggressive.
these
So
professors
she
want
chose
them
to step
to
down,
not,
by the way, after all of this had leaked and one of the students posted on Twitter and it blew up. And she still works at the school, but she's not the head of the program.
The part that rubbed me off wrong, like the end was fine. Like, I encourage you to speak it,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. That's an okay way to say it. But the
part
part
that
where it's
no
like
one could-
no one
everyone
can
can't
understand.
understand.
This is an AB conversation. See you later. Like, why
Yeah.
do you have to care about what everyone's conversation is about?
accurate. And also, why are the professors trying to nitpick to the point where they're like, oh yeah, we know these people are not from this country, they speak their own language. I want to make sure that they don't become successful because
Right.
I'm not going to hire them, and I'm going to make sure they're not
Exactly.
working with them. So I'm not going to give them the privileges that I'm going to give these other American English speaking students because they're speaking in their native language.
That's like
that to me
judged on
rubs
one
me
thing. And also,
the
why
most.
are you like, show me pictures of this cohort and like all that? Like, just go up to them. And talk
So
to
there was
them.
like people that replied back to to that tweet and said that, like, hey, I was a Chinese student and you know what, like, there was a lot of people that chose not to speak English and they ended up like not being able to ever pick up on the language and they did not succeed in life. I, for one, took that and like really applied that to myself, and those professors really helped me out. Now, there was Chinese kids from the class that also said that Dr. Neely is an incredible professor. She only tries to help us. She was trying to look out for us. I think
Is she the
people
one
are
who sent
looking
out the email?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they said that she was trying to look out for us.
It
Like
seems like
she's
that.
encouraging
Yeah.
us. I think the real guilty people here are the two professors that were, you know, trying to understand what's going on. I think the real issue is that they're being loud. I think that's what it comes from, and that angered them to then be like, you know what, they're also speaking Chinese, and find a reason to be like, they should be speaking in English.
But that's to me, that seems intolerant. It's like if they were speaking English and they were being loud, you would just be like, y'all stop being loud. Are you really going to go to the next level and be like, okay, like I want to go here and I want to make sure that you aren't being a part of my program and I'm not going to do so. Just tell them to stop being so loud. Why are you trying to like not have them excel in life? That's not your job as a professor to do that, to stunt their growth. You should be encouraging them. And if it does seem like a problem, how about you find out who they are if you need to, and have their professors speak to them, because if you don't even recognize them or whatever, have the people who are meant to be around them encourage them to speak in all languages, in English and in Chinese, so that they can help develop that language.
I have a lot of international Chinese students in my program that come and they don't know the language, and like seeing how frustrating it is for them to be accepted but then not being able to communicate, not know anyone in this country and do all those things, like I really feel for like how hard they work. Like they have to work 3 times harder than I do to even get an internship somewhere or anything like that. Like I can only try to put myself in those shoes and be like, if I was in a different country, I didn't know the language, like how hard that would be.
So I think on that same note, like putting yourself in their shoes, right? So I'm not really able to put myself in their shoes, but I imagine that if I am able to put somebody like myself in another sort of like Pakistani or Indian kids' shoes, right? So if there was a program where I see like kids that are fresh off the boat from our motherland, right? I think that if a professor was saying like, you know, you guys need to like practice your English, and they actually were not really good in English, I would definitely be on the professor's side, because I'd be like, you know what, guys, like, you got to start speaking in English to each other if you really want to pick up on this. Don't speak to me in Urdu. Don't speak to each other in Urdu. Like, this professor's trying to help you. Because I am, like, kind of unable to understand what they're going through, maybe, and I don't know the entirety of the situation.
But would you be okay with the professors trying to nitpick and say that they wouldn't pick you because of the fact that you were speaking in your language solely?
That has nothing to do with your skills, your training, your intelligence.
I see what you're saying.
So I don't mind this email, the person who sent out the email.
Yeah, like if I'm good in Urdu and English, you're saying?
No, I'm saying that like say
because you're speaking Urdu is the only reason that they're not going to hire you. That's totally marginalizing an
it's
entire
one thing
population.
if
It depends on the
it's a
job.
person
If I need to be, because on job applications it always says like you need to be proficient in reading, writing, English. So if I'm not qualified, then I get it.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, the problem isn't the lady who sent this. Now, say you're in that same situation. If you were, you know, around a lot of people who speaking Urdu or Hindi, and it was in a group of people that you feel comfortable with, and you do need to practice your English, and then you have these 2 professors that come up to you and are like, or not even come up to you, you're finding out through a middle person who is seemingly nice, and they're telling you that they're basically threatening your future in a country that you're already working twice as hard in.
And you're sitting there, if you're at college and you're with your friends, like talking, like how sometimes we switch over languages, that doesn't equal to like me in a professional setting. You can't equate the two. Like if I'm just sitting with you guys talking in Urdu, like that doesn't mean that you shouldn't hire me.
Same with our parents. So they sit together and they're speaking Urdu or whatever, and then when our dads go to their jobs and when our moms go to their jobs, like they're not like refusing to speak in Urdu.
Judge me based on the interview I give to you when you are sitting there hiring me.
That makes me think that like when
not in a social setting,
when we're in like those study areas and I see like one of my professors coming up and like there's a project that I haven't even started on and it's like due, you know, in 2 days or something. If a professor like asks me like, you know, hey, how far have you gotten on your project? Then like I'm in my time, I'm not in the classroom, so like I don't have to like really care about what's there, because I'm gonna do it last minute, I'm gonna procrastinate, and then I'm gonna ace it, and that's really none of your business, because I'm gonna get my work done and I'm gonna turn it, because at the end of the day it matters what I turn in, you know, and
your performance.
And say that these kids aren't speaking English whatever in the lobby, right, and they come to class and they're able to speak completely good, and like that shouldn't affect whatever's going on. I just think that
I think it's really sucks being an international student. Not that I would know, but the thing is like first time I went to like a career fair, right? I had like my resume filled out. I didn't know anything, right? I went to like different job places and stuff, and then I went to one, and they like I have a very foreign, I guess, name, Shah Amir Wallet. So like they would ask like, oh, do you like need permission to work or something like that? And I didn't have any idea what that meant. I was just like, oh, like I have permission or whatever. And so they're like, okay, well, like, you know, I told them about my resume. They like my resume. So they're like, let's hire you for an interview or whatever. They put my name down and I left, right? And then I went back and I was like, after like 30 minutes, I was like, wait, I didn't get an interview location or whatnot. So I told them, and I told them, I was like, oh yeah, when's my interview? And they're like, oh, your name's not on here. And it was like a different person. And that means they took my name off because I said I needed work permission, meaning that I was an international student.
Yeah.
So they just took
They
me
have
off.
to go through a lot of loopholes.
And they were faking that like, oh yeah, you got an interview. But I didn't because they thought I was, you know, an international student, even though I wasn't.
Yeah.
So I was like, they're so limited to what jobs they have. So I think these professors are trying to look out for them because they're just very limited. So it sucks being an international student.
Tell
really does.
us what you think about this situation. Was this this professor who sent out the email in the wrong for, you know, passing on the message, or should she have dealt with it herself and talked to the professors and be like, yo, y'all got chill because these are my students too, and they're gonna speak Chinese. Crazy Rich
In their
Asians.
free time.
Are you pulling out a question?
In their free time.
I
when
want
they're
to sort of
socializing.
like I
have
thinking of
something.
one. You have something?
Oh yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. So I just wanted to ask, like, let's say you guys like ever get, you know, big or whatever,
Famous,
right? And you pass away, right? And people are like selling your T-shirts of your face, and like none of your family, none of your record labels or whatever gets money from it. They're just selling T-shirts of your face, and they could do whatever with it. Would you guys be like happy about that or sad about that? Like, how does that make you feel?
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like your face just being around, and like, you know, kind of like Tupac or Biggie. It's like they're wearing their shirts around everywhere, and it's like,
Why would that be uncomfortable?
I would want.
You're being remembered.
And you're already putting
it's
yourself
like
out
fake
your whole
though,
life.
kind of also.
I would
too.
want my I like a name. I think that's cool. I like when I see Ali, like Muhammad Ali.
I like
think
his
that's
star
cool.
when we saw his star at the Hall of Fame, and it was on the wall.
Yeah,
Like that was really cool.
yeah.
Oh, that's mad respect.
Yeah, because he was like, you
the
can't.
name
I don't
is
want
important.
Muhammad on the floor.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
It's amazing.
So I think that I would want a message. Same thing that goes with our brand. Like, you know, people for a while had been asking about, you know, like before I even like met you guys and everything, about like, you know, yo, can I get like your name or, you know, Frosty merch or something? And I didn't really like that idea that much. And the whole having a brand, a message to promote, I like that, because then it's not like, oh, this person is, I feel like that's worshiping almost, you know? And I get that that's not the case for everybody, but I would rather have a message promoted. And a name can
But a
maybe
message is
make that better.
associated with a face,
also,
and what
Yeah.
you leave with is a legacy.
I know the intention, I just wouldn't want my face.
but seeing these bunch of these people wearing Tupac and you know, like all these,
Like
nobody
people that
cares
don't
about
even
their
know
music.
them?
It's just like a cool statement, right?
Okay.
And it's like, why would you? Like, I personally wouldn't like that. I'm like,
But then you live forever.
I don't like. I want
No
my
way.
like you said, the message to live forever.
Yeah.
I don't want my face to live forever, right? Like Tupac's messages. That's what he meant. His music. He doesn't want his.
Do
like
you
his
think
face.
it's wrong that everybody wears
I don't think it's
leggings?
wrong. Like, do what you do, but
Yeah.
It just
I
kinda
personally-
sucks,
Like,
maybe.
if it was me and I had my face on, and everyone's wearing it because it's associates with being cool and not my message or my music, then it's like, why are you wearing?
weren't
my face?
Kylie and
I
Kendall
think
like
in
making
however it
shirts that had like
resonates.
them on it? That like Tupac and Biggie, and then they were selling them, and then they got a lot of heat for it.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
stopped selling it.
exactly. Like, that's messed up too. Other brands are taking advantage of these artists, and they have nothing to do with it.
He sounded so old right there. Other brands are taking advantage of these people, and I reject.
And I don't like it.
These 2-packs and
I think-
I
Biggie
think,
Smalls.
I think it's cool
I
that
think it's
however
cool.
people choose to
Yeah.
remember whoever.
I think if you're a legend, you're a legend, and
Yeah.
how people remember it through your message or your face or whatever you live
Yeah.
forever.
But the thing is, they're not remembering him
And
as
if-
a legend. It's just
not
like,
all, but some are.
like
Many
Che
are.
Guevara. Like, so many people really looked at him as like an idol, but now
Yeah.
it's like people are getting tats of him because he looks cool.
Yeah, like I see what you're saying about that, because I know that Bob Marley is not like.
Yeah,
It's like a
I know a lot of
symbol.
people.
Associated to him
They don't
with
know
weed.
what Bob Marley is about. They're just
Right.
like, oh, like hipster, cool
Reggae.
culture.
The
Yeah,
weed
like
guy.
trendy, hot topic.
What
like,
if you were
But he's
associated
the
with that?
face
What if
of that. And like, okay, I don't know
I think
every
it still
Tupac
promotes-
lyric,
yeah.
but I know he was a great rapper.
But it
Like-
almost like it should be honored in that way. But then like, you know, it becomes corny almost. Like, oh yeah, like this,
I feel like it
dude who
becomes
doesn't even know
corny
about this.
only when it means like when you're
It
like
becomes
when-
corny when the person wearing it does not like.
No.
Like if a person who like doesn't know anything about Bob Marley, who is just like a suburban kid who just like, oh yeah, like I saw this at Hot
But it
Topic,
doesn't matter.
and,
Like,
like,
the
if it
real
reson-
know the real.
But even if it resonates with this random kid who's from the suburb, whatever, like if it resonates with them, then
Let it
let
be.
it
no,
be.
that's what I'm saying. What if it doesn't resonate with them? They're just like, oh yeah, like Bob Marley, like cool.
But
Yeah.
but even just that idea,
that,
that
yeah.
image, that look,
It
that
continues to
feel,
live
whatever
on.
it is, that resonates with them in that way, why should it matter? Like I don't see why we should be policing on why it's like you
No,
shouldn't
no
wear,
policing.
you
Yeah, we're
you
not
should you
policing.
shouldn't wear this because you're not a fan
It
enough
was
or
the
you
question
don't know
was
this enough.
the question was, would you want your like face?
I wouldn't mind because at that point you've already put your
be like, "Aha."
not even it's like if somebody wants to do that, by all means.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Cool.
yeah, like
Give that money to my family, fam. Like,
no, but that's what I'm saying is like I don't at that point. First of all, like I'm not even alive to like care about that.
Right.
But if I am
I care
quote
about my
unquote
family after I'm
famous
dead.
when I leave and I've
Honestly,
left my,
like-
I would want to make sure that I've like taken as good of my care of my family as I can at that point. But I'm not gonna. Well, I can't. I'm gonna be dead. But like, I don't want to be like upset about
The
something.
ghost of Amber.
The ghost of Amber doesn't want to be upset because somebody in their own way chose to remember me and however
like
they wanted
just
to.
imagine walking around and you see like your grandfather, like
Audrey
That's
Hepburn.
lit.
that
Like
should
I
be
don't
cool,
even
actually.
That's
really.
lit.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I don't even
Like on a t-shirt.
know really the whole history of her, whatever. But like her
She's
look is
the-
so iconic, and Marilyn Monroe.
the
Like
face.
I can't really tell you much about her, but like
But she was
she's
in that role.
She's a fashion icon.
That's what she was doing.
pinup
She was
girl?
doing that like while people were alive too. Like Tupac, he didn't have shirts of his face.
I'm sure he
Well,
did.
Maybe, but like
Like we have Drake shirts and whatever
Yeah.
else.
OVO.
It's just that people like
of
get-
Drake's face. You have a Drake shirt. Drake's face?
Draco.
No, but you have like
No.
Oh, I
OVO.
have a Frosty face on a shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro,
you
don't
do.
idolize me like that, okay?
I don't. I do.
No, I know you do. I'm saying don't idolize me like that.
Why not?
Okay, great question.
Buy
Wait,
your
I have a
shirts.
question relating to that.
What?
Or unless you were gonna ask that.
No, we're just wrapping up.
Okay. This was my other second question. So I read this somewhere recently. If your life could be a genre, like a movie, what would it be?
Horror.
That should have been an intro question.
It was
that was your
either that or the Scent one. And then whenever I pick
Why'd
questions
you
like
ask
that,
Scent?
because listen, whenever I ask questions like that, you guys are like, "Oh, that was too deep."
I would have said rom-com and like y'all would have clowned me and that would have been amazing.
Rom-com.
But it's actually not. No.
Man,
Just
okay,
calm.
well,
Just
let's see.
calm.
We got horror, comedy, adventure, action. What else?
Adventure comedy.
Animation.
I'm gonna say adventure comedy.
For you?
Adventure comedy, yeah.
Okay.
Life is funny and it's an adventure.
True. Mine's like a feel good.
Those are usually the worst movies.
Yeah, they're
Usually they're not
very
funny at all.
but they're fun, like to watch.
It's like a family movie.
They're fun to watch.
yeah,
No,
if you're
no,
like
Comedies.
3.
Yeah.
What do you
Wait,
mean?
I like Neha's
I can't
answer.
Like
Think of
name an
it.
adventure comedy.
Thanks.
That's
I was
trying to
You're
think.
welcome,
Only
Nina.
you're listening to me.
It's okay.
She
What's
said
your
she-
answer?
she
Step
said
Brothers.
she liked
Step
it.
What's
Brothers
your
is an
answer?
adventure comedy.
Don't clown me, friends. I think I'm gonna say romantic comedy,
I
just
agree.
because. And like, didn't even think about like a feel good because I can't really think of what genre that would be. But I feel like the closest thing to that would be a romantic comedy, like a Eat, Pray, Love or something.
Yeah, I
you know?
see that. I
you
see
know,
that.
like I would like that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Bye.
I like thriller.
No,
Life
you,
should be
no
a
you
thrill.
don't. No, you
Look at his
don't.
foot right
I know
now.
it's
Thrill.
shaking.
No, you don't.
Literally.
Thriller is like when you're scared of the government like following you everywhere,
us
and you're
it's-
like,
no,
No, it's
listen.
not.
yeah.
Thriller
What's
is
that,
like,
like-
when a stranger calls.
Why would you want
No,
that?
that's not
Why
for
is-
us.
That's
For
not
us,
your
it's
life.
like one of those movies that's like not a lot
For
is
us-
happening,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
like the person's just in their head
Oh,
doing
and
weird
Secret Life
things.
of Walter
An art
Mitty.
house movie.
What
It's-
is that?
Yeah.
It's just-
What
no, it's
what
an
genre is
adventure.
that?
For us, it's a
Weird
documentary.
is the
Adventure
genre. Weird.
movie. Sure, let's go
Weird.
with that. But
Or
don't say
documentary.
thriller.
Yeah.
Or you know,
He's trying to be
listen,
cool.
listen,
He's trying to be so
listen,
edgy. Like,
what's
I
the-
know, like you're
thriller.
literally
Shamir,
not.
what's the Jake Gyllenhaal movie where he's a creep, like the news
Nightcrawler.
That's him. That's his thing. You're a Nightcrawler.
That's a thriller. That's literally
a
thriller.
Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler is a thriller, bro.
It's like weird. That's your genre.
On that note, I'm a thriller. All right, guys.
Oh my
Close this
God.
out. And also thriller. I'm still listening to Michael Jackson. All right.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank
Tune-
you.
Like you want
to an episode of Strange Flavors.
it's
been another week.
Another flavor.
a little less stranger.
We'll see you next time, or hear you next time, or what?
Chasing paper, want labor. Do me a favor, ask later what I'm doing with my life. I survived, that's enough for me to strive. Days go by, I've been looking towards the sky.